Write it down. Client scripts. Client scripts. Note it down. Client script is a client script is a piece of JavaScript code. Piece of JavaScript code piece of JavaScript code that runs on the client side that runs on the client side rather than server that runs on the client side rather than server. So client side you can put as in a bracket web browser UI. Okay, or else we can go with like in web as well simply rather than server. Next line. We use client scripts we use client scripts to configure we use client scripts to configure the form fields, form values, etc. etc. I'll repeat again. We use client scripts to configure the form fields, form values, etc. Let's keep the heading as types of client scripts. Types. Types of client scripts. First type, onload client script. Second one, on change client script. Third one, on submit. Fourth one, on cell edit. And this is interview question as well. How many types of client scripts are there? Just mention these four types of client scripts we have: on load, on change, on submit, on cell edit. Now, keep the heading or subheading as on load client script and write it down. Write it down under on load. Whenever user loads the form, whenever user loads the form, onload client script will get executed. Okay, I'll repeat again. Whenever user loads the form, onload client script will get executed. Okay, next, keep the subheading as on change. Add it down. On change, client script will get executed. On change, client script will get executed when user change any value in an existing form. In an existing form. In an existing form. Okay.
Both of us teeth fell yesterday.
Okay, next one. Next, write it down. On submit client script. On submit client script will execute whenever user submits the form. Whenever user submits the form. Whenever user submits the form. Next, write it down under on cell edit. On cell edit client script. On cell edit client script is same as on change. Same as on change. On change, comma, except whenever the user changes the value, whenever user changes the value value of field in list view rather than on form view. Rather than on form view. Full stop. I'll repeat again. On cell edit client script is same as on change, except whenever the user changes the value of field in list view rather than on form view. Okay, so now let us discuss about like in what is client scripts and where we are going to use this and why we are going to use this. And then we'll discuss types of client scripts as well. And each and everything I'm going to write a sample script and I'll show you how these client script will get executed. Okay, so now see client scripts. So client script is something which we are going to write the script in client side. As we know about it, so we do have like in client and server side scriptings are there in service now. Okay, so client side is something which running on like an UI or the web browser. Simply we can say list and forms. Okay, so whatever which we can see the user interface which is available right now over here. So everything which we can say client side. So whenever I want to change any customizations or configurations or depending on like at my requirement, I will choose like in client side scripting, and that here I can go ahead with like in client scripts. Okay, so simply we can say client script is something a piece of code which we are going to run this in a client side rather than we are using like in server side. We will go ahead with like in client side and we'll use it. So what's the purpose of using it? So by using these client scripts, we can configure forms. We can configure like in fields and field values. See, let me open any of a form over here. So this is one form, right? If I want to configure something over here. Okay, so do I need to change like in the behavior of any field or field values over there? Then I can use it. Or else I can go ahead with like in using for like a validation purpose also, which is nothing but let's say I'm giving a specific value over here. And let's say example, I have an email ID field. Okay, I'm not giving a proper email ID. So in email ID, I'm giving some other stuff, maybe like an integer values or phone number or something else. So there will be like an email format will be there, right? So if the value whatever which we are giving in an email format is not as per the guidelines, email guidelines, then it will show an error message that so the invalid input. So that kind of validations also which we can do by using client scripts to make like in fields read only. We can make a field hidden. We can make a field mandatory as well, or else we can display information message as well, or else we can generate pop-up messages too, or else we can load the form whenever one specific button is clicked. Okay, so based on that, the customization should show up. Okay, or else we can remove the values, we can remove the drop downs over here depending on the conditions. Okay, so we can auto populate the field values. So we can do a lot actually. So it depends on like in the requirement. If we are going to work with the client side, then we will use client script. So usually we can make a field mandatory read only and then hiding a field and displaying a field, which we can do by using dictionary, dictionary override, UI policy and data policy. Even by using script also, we can perform that too. Okay, so one question the interviewer will ask you. So there is a requirement which we can fulfill by using script and even by using configurations like any of a concept like UI policy, let's say example. So which one do I need to prefer? They will ask. So you just need to answer them. So as much as a best practice, we just need to go with the existing configurations only rather than writing script. Okay, so if the existing configurations cannot fulfill the requirement 100%, then only we just need to go to the scripting. So this would be like in the great answer to them for this question actually. Okay, so that's whenever, not only for this one. So let's say example, a few requirements can be resolved by using script sometimes, and then by using existing concepts only, existing configurations only, customizations which is available already in out of the box. So then we will choose the existing stuff only rather than using or writing a new scripts over here. Okay, so that's how we do have like in this. If it is like in more than that, if our requirement is there, then we'll write scripting or else we'll go with the existing stuff. Okay, so these are the purpose of using like a client script, which I can say. So we do have like in four types of client scripts, right? So one is like an on load, on change, on submit, on cell edit. So let us discuss each and everything, every type of a client script. So whenever user loads the form or is reload, we do have like an reload the form, right? Reload the form, or whenever they refresh the page, whenever they refresh the form. Okay, so then whatever the script which is written under on load client script, that will get executed. So here user in the sense whoever using the form. So I can reload it. So whenever I load the form, so my on load client script should get executed. Okay, and then whenever, and the next type is like an on change. Whenever user changes the value in any existing field, let's say example, if I change the color value, let's say if I change the color value to Riva. Okay, so Riva indicates is the color value which I have changed it. So depending on like in the value changed over here, my on change client script will get executed. On change client script, whatever the script I have written over there, that will get executed. I'll show you that as well. Okay, and on submit, whenever user submits the form or update the form. Okay, whenever I save or update or submit the form, any of the thing. Okay, so then on submit client script will get executed. Okay, this we can use mostly for like invalidating purpose. And the last one, on cell edit. On cell edit is something. So it will work in a list view. This is just like an on change only. If I change any of a field value over here in the list view, okay, then my on cell edit script will get executed. So changing the value in the list view, which we can tell us like an on cell edit. So name itself we have see on cell edit. So we are editing the cell in the list view. So it is same as like an on change. We are changing the value of a cell. So see, this is one cell. The test is one cell. This is one cell. The block, the rectangle block, whatever which is there. The field values over here, we call it as a cell. If I edit this one, if I change this one, okay, then in the list view, then it will act as a on cell edit, and then this script will get executed. Okay, I'll write a few lines of script for this as well, and I'll show you how this will get executed. Okay, so let us go to like an on load client script. So whenever I load the form, whenever I load the incident form, okay, my script should get executed. Okay, so to write a script in client scripts, in left navigation menu, okay, in the application navigator, type client scripts. Under system definition, we have client scripts, right? Open this one. Okay, so as of by out of the box functionality, we do have like in many client scripts as well. Okay, so if you have time, you can check it out like in random, any of the client scripts as well. So after finishing my session or class, after practicing my use cases, okay, you can randomly pick any of 5 to 6 client scripts which having a different type of client scripts, and you can check it up how the client scripts is like an implemented and how they are using it. So everything which you will understand more than that. Okay, so if you want more use cases, if you want to know about like more about this randomly, you can open any of a, see, let's say example here I have opened 4 to 5. Okay, so just check it out like in every type is like in covered over here, and then open it and check it out how they have implemented. See, make serial number mandatory if serial number is made empty. So this is one client script. So this is the requirement actually. So for this they have written this. They are using like an on-chain. Whenever the serial number value is like an empty, the field value is empty, we just need to make that as mandatory. This is one thing. Okay, so to check that up, so just you can scroll down and you can check it up. And they are making us like a read only for the notification here. Make notification field read only. Okay, on which table they are using. So you can check it out. Additional notification recipient is the table which they have used. And here see the table which they have used is like a topic, and the script which they have written is like on this one. Okay, so this is a gliders act one which they are using a script to include. We'll discuss this as well in for next classes. Okay, so that's how which you can pick up like an existing one and you can use these kind of scenarios as well. So these things will help you to know what kind of scenarios, and you will get like a more knowledge on this, which I can say. Okay, so without wasting our time, so just click on like a new button in the client script to create a new client script. Okay, so let us discuss each and every field over here and we'll write script and we'll try to execute it. Okay, so now I'm going to explain about like an onload. So let me go with like an demo onload. Onload time script. Okay, so the name you can go with like an anything, but depending on like an your requirement, you choose. Okay, on which table we are going to write this. So as of now, we'll go ahead with like an incident table. Okay, so just open that and then type it incident. Okay, and the incident will come up. So just select it. Okay, and then UI type. So UI type is nothing but so whether this should work in a desktop, mobile service, or else service portal or all. So it's better to go with like a desktop or all. So you can go with like an all as well. As of now, we are just working with like a desktop. So that's the thing. So this is what something which you can ask your client as well whenever they are giving requirement, whether this client script should apply for like in whatever the changes which I'm doing over here, whether it should apply for the mobile and service portal as well, then we will click on all. Then both the things will come up. Okay. And then type. So type what type of client script? On cell edit, on change, on load, on subnet. So now we are with the on load. As soon as I clicked on like in the type, the function is created already. Okay, and here we are going to write a script. Okay, and the description and the messages, we already know what's the purpose of using it, what's the requirement, what you are doing. So as I showed you before, right, whenever the serial number is like an empty, we will make it as a mandatory. That is the use case. That's the requirement which they have given. So they have created a client script by mentioning the description. Okay, so if you want to elaborate something else in messages, you can elaborate as well in here. Okay, and then application active, we know about it already. Okay, and this is what we just have to focus on. So inherited. So inherited is something, let's say this is a parent table, and this client script thing should apply for like an all the child table as well. Then I will check on this one. If not, if this is like an unchecked, this will be applied only for the incident table. Okay, not for the other rest of the child tables over here. Okay, and then here see the view which is displayed. If it is like a global, it will apply for like an all the views. If it is like a not a global, we will mention the view name. We have a views, right? Default view. Okay, major instance view, and let's see these things. Major instance, metrics, mobile, self-service, all this. Okay. So whenever it is like in global, irrespective of like in the views, it will apply for like in all the views over there. Okay. So let us start with like in writing a script over here. So what I'll do, I will make a few fields mandatory, read only, and hiding the field. So I will make a any of a field as like an read only, let's say description, and then I will make assignment group as like a mandatory. Okay, and then I will set the value as well for the short description, giving a value instead of like and typing over here. By using scripting also we can go ahead with it. Okay, and one more thing I'll do, if the user, whoever loading the form, whoever loads the form, okay, so those who having that specific role, let's say example, if the person has like a demo role, then the option over here, on hold option, which I can hide it. Hiding an option over here, which I can make it based on role based as well. Okay, so let us do that as well. So what and all the things which you are doing in onload, whenever user loads the form, assignment group should be mandatory. Okay, description, short description should be like an read only, and description I'm gonna set the values over here. If the person having demo role or any other role, okay, let's take it as like a demo role only. Okay, if he has a demo role, then onload clients onload option should not display here. Okay, this should be like an hide. Okay, so let's start with the scripting, and then I just need to check it out, need to go with like an the options available over here. Okay, so let us discuss about that too. Okay, so if I click on this, the highlight things, whatever which is available will be not be available. So you just want that back, then just check it out over here. You will get all the things. The coloring will come, all the things will come up. Okay, and here see this is the comment line. So if I want to do something else, let's say example, I have written something in your script I have written and I feel I just need to comment this one. Select this and click on this, that will be commented. Commenting is something, the single line comment will go with the forward slash with the two. Okay, if it is like in multi-line, then we will use this one. This is a commenting line. So in between, I might have like a different, lines as well. Everything will be in a comment only. Okay, and this is about like in the commenting, and this is what something formatting. See here, this is not in a proper way, and the alignment which I'm just telling you. Okay, so this is not in a proper way, right? So if I select and if I click on, so alignment will come up. It will come in a proper format. This is a formatting. Okay, and this one, replace. So let's say there is like 1,000 lines of script is there. Okay, so wherever there is like an, test, I just need to replace test to like an ABC. Then I can click on like and replace and I can check it. So if I want to change all the values over there, then I click on replace all. So here also I have test and that also should come up. Then I'll go ahead with like an replace all. Okay, and this one, the search icon, if I want to search something else, okay, so then just click on like and test. See, now I got the testing as well as a highlight over here. Just like a search, it will work on, and you can go with the previous and the next as well, next match and previous match, and here we will find out how many are there too. Okay, the next one is like in, so going with the next and going the previous one. Okay, and this is the one which we use very frequently. So whenever you're writing a script, okay, you need a full screen to be visible, only the script one. Then click on this one. Only the script will come up over here. You can scroll down and you can check it out, all the lines of script as well. Okay, and here, so this is the help one. If I click on, I'll get a shortcuts. Replace all, replacing, find previous and all this. Okay, for full screen also, Control M. And then this is the one how for to save the code. So whenever I click on this one, okay, so it will be saved this as well. This values also will be saved. Just like this, we have like in save, right? Here we have save and submit as well. In the same way, this is also save. And this one is like in check syntax. If I want to check something else, any syntax, which is, if you're not confident with like in any syntax of the line which you have written, you can select and you can check the syntax, whether that is correct or not. Okay, and we will get like a lot of suggestions as well whenever we are typing. Okay, so all the methods will come out, related kind of, information will come up. That's help you a lot. So let's get into like in this writing the script over here. So as soon as I click on like and type as on load, the function is created. Okay, as a second line, just go ahead with like in. So I'm just using like in glide form methods here. So G underscore form. So see here, this is the format which we use for like in form. It's like in, client side. So G underscore form dot. So what we just need to make it. So making a mandatory read only, right? First one. So just set read only. See, I just got like in the related one. So set read only. So making a field read only. So which field, which see here, read only, field name and a string. Just give the value of true or false. And it is giving like in full details as well. Make the field read only. If true makes the field editable, if false, it will not. So both set read only and set read only are functional. So the best practice which we use UA policy rather than this method whenever possible. So I already discussed about this. So we are getting these extra text as well in recent version. Before we are just getting only this first line. Okay, so the suggestions which you are getting over here is we are getting for like in from a U-turn version only. Okay. So that's how the first one set read only. So we are making a field read only. So which one we can make it?
Short description.
Like yes. So take the backend value of a short description so that we can make this field as read only. So as of now, I can edit the value there, right? So whenever I execute this one, so it will become as a read only like this. The circle with this icon will come up even here. So I cannot edit over here. Okay. So let me give the backend value of a field. So after giving a field, what we just need to do over there, need to give a Boolean value. So are you going to add it? True. Are you making a mandatory? Yes. Okay, so make it as true and conclude with the semicolon. So now we have done making a read only to the short description in instant table. Okay, so now let's go with like in one more thing, G underscore form dot set mandatory. See here, I do have that as well. Okay, so as soon as I clicked on this, I got this as well. See again, the same thing. So this we will go ahead with like an assignment group. You can go with any field. So it depends on like an your requirement actually. While practicing, there is no restrictions. You can go with like an any field. So just take the backend value of a field and utilize this and make it as true again. So now we are whenever you get a suggestions, okay, the drop down we are getting, so just select it. It will be easy and comfortable as well instead of typing it. Okay, so now the next line. So next what we'll do, let's get into like in the role based. So let's go with like an if condition. If the person having a role, okay, then we will remove an option from a state. Okay, so if, and we have a G underscore user. Okay, so this is one of us. G underscore user is a global object used in client-side scripts to get current user information. Okay, so this is really fantastic, right? So which we will understand each and every method as well with a clear explanation too. Okay, so it will take a current user dot, we'll go ahead with like an has role, if that specific person has role or not. So G underscore user is nothing but logged in user. Who is the logged in user over here? System administrator. So whenever system administrator loads the form. Okay, if I go with like an your profile thing will take up. So this is a dynamical value which will come up. And this is the has role. See, returns true if the current user has a selected role or the admin role. Okay, so let us add a role over here. So which role we have? Let me take any of the role. I guess we created a demo role only, I guess, on that day. We'll check. You can take any role, not an issue over here. Whenever you're going with like an year project, so they are gonna give like an exactly the role and everything if it is in there the requirement. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, fine. Let me give like a demo role. Let that load. So I think this like in D is capital, I guess, on that day which I have given. Okay. So who's having this demo role only cannot see this option. The option is like in the hold we have, right? On hold. Okay. So G underscore form dot, we have a remove option. See here, have remove option. So here just add the field. The field is state. See here, remove option is something. Remove a specific option from the choice list. So state is a choice list, right? So the backend value of on hold is 3. So as I have given this one, on hold. Okay, so you can verify that as well later, okay, whenever you have time, and just come out of the if condition. If the logged in user has a specific role, okay, we are going to remove this on hold option. Okay, and one more thing which we will do, G underscore form dot. It will be easy. Don't need to worry about like a scripting and all. Service now is something, which is very user friendly. See, set value. So we are going to set a value for what we were discussing before, description, I guess, right? See, set value is something, set the value and display the value of a field will display value if there is no display value. So if there is like a nothing else, okay, let's say, let me take a description back and value. It's better to copy paste instead of like an, typing. Okay, so just right click on the field and click on show, and you can copy that and paste it over here. Description. And here just give the value. So this is on load client script. Testing purpose we have created. For demo purpose, you can do anything. Just go ahead with the semicolon. So now we are done with this. So what we have to written on this, whenever user loads the form, okay, so we are going to set a short description as read only, assignment group as mandatory, and if the person having a demo role, okay, he cannot see the on hold option because we are removing it, and then the description value will be, we are going to set this value as well. So as of now, it's like an empty here, right? Okay, so we are going to set that value. So let me save this. You can save even here too. Okay. Okay, I think the Abel tutor has this demo role. We'll check it up. So now let us execute this one. Okay, so what's the execution trigger point over here? Loading a form on load, right? Whenever the user loads the form, and my script should get executed. So this is the page. And if I load the form, check it up. There is like a nothing over here for assignment group. There is no mandatory. Here there is no read only. Okay, here there is no value. And here I have on hold. Okay, so this will check for like an able tutor. Okay, let me load this. Whenever I load the form, so this should come up. My network is like a not proper, I guess it's taking a lot of time. It doesn't get saved or what? Okay, so if I load, the assignment group should be, field should be mandatory, and the short description should be like in read only. and we are setting a value, and we have removed the option as well. Okay, see here you go. Assignment group is like a mandatory set, and this is onload client script which you have written. So the short description thing is like, and this is not read only because we already have a mandatory option over here. So let us have a look on this as well. And here there is no on hold as well. So even this person is having like an admin role will get all the access. So see, on load is like a not available here. Okay, so if I change this short descriptions to something else, let's say, and all the fields is available here. Let's make channel contact type. As it is like a by default, short description is like a mandatory field. So read only is something we are not able to edit it, right? So it is like a mandatory. Okay, it will override it if you go with like a read only. So that's the thing which you need to know. That's why I have taken it as like a short description as like in read only. So now what I have written, so contact type is true. So I'm making this contact type as read only. Contact type is nothing but the channel. Okay, now load the form. Still it's loading. We'll do one thing then. Here we'll mention the short description. Here we'll mention the description. While loading the form, it's taking a lot of time. So let's not get into like in taking a lot of time over here. On load. Okay, see here the channel now we have made it as like a read only, right? So now it's become as a not editable. I cannot edit it. And as soon as assignment group also it's mandatory here. And then the description, this is on load client script testing purpose. We have given this value. And the state also on hold is not displaying over here. Right. So that's how it will work on actually. So whenever whenever we load the form. Okay, so whatever the script which we have written in a onload client script that will get executed. Okay, so that's how. So that's how which we work with like an onload. Okay, so this is onload, right? So the next type is like an on change. On change is something whenever user change the value in the existing form, then my script should get executed. Okay, so what I'll do, we don't have much time, so I'll copy the same script over here. Okay, and I will change the type on change. Or else I'll do one thing, I'll make it as like an inactive. Load the form and make it as inactive. I'm making it as inactive because whenever I load the form, whatever the description I have made it as like an read only later. So now it's loaded and now it is displaying over here and I changed it to like a short description. So even that also it's working over there. Okay, so now let's move with like an on change to on change is something whenever user change the field value in a form, okay, then the script will get executed. So to open a new client script, so simply we can, I told you right already a shortcut, just give after sysid -1. new client script will come up. Okay, so now let's get into like in it's taking time. So as I showed you, like an onload is something as soon as I load the form, okay, the script whatever which I have written over there will get executed. So as I showed you over here, I made a field as read only and then setting a value and making a field mandatory and then removing an option depending on role. Okay, so now let's get into like an demo on change. Table is incident only. Okay, so type desktop is fine. On change. So as soon as I click on change, I got the function as well. So here we will write a script. So the same functionality which I will use it over here. Okay, and whereas as soon as I change the type, there is a extra field name field came up. So on changing which field, this should get executed. So I told you that I just need to change the field value, right? On which field I just need to change the value. So here we can check it up. So you can change like any field over here. Let's say if I change the value of a column, okay, so then my on change client script should get executed. So this is not in an order. You can make it as a format as well. Okay, so now save the form and rest of the thing is like the same as before, only the field name we just need to select for a on change. Okay, so now let's verify it. Let that load. If we refresh the page or one even here too. Yeah, so now we are back actually. Assignment group is normal. Let me refresh it. Okay, because this onload is still active. I have saved it right after making it is like an inactive. This instance is like slow, not sure. Maybe my network issue or something. Okay, so now I have been activated the onload. Okay, so that will not be there in the form, incident form. Yes, here you go. Assignment group is nothing over here. On hold is available. Short description is like and the value is empty. Description is not. Read only. Okay. So now what we'll do, we will execute this one. This is active. And whenever as soon as I change the color. So we are in a on change. Whenever I change the color field. Okay. So this script should get executed. So let me add or change the value. And save it. Or else you can use the existing record as well instead of new record. Even that also will work. Let me show you both. See, the description is read only here. And this is onload client script purpose is came up. Assignment group is mandatory came up. And onload also not available. So this is what something which we do whenever I change the color. If I change to like some other color also, it will work on. Okay, even this also let that load and come up. Okay, so that's how the on-change client script will get executed. Okay, so let me recall it again. Onload is something whenever user loads the form. Okay, so whatever the script which we have written that will get executed. Okay, on change is something whenever user changes any value in the existing form. So we are going to choose the field name, which field we are going to change the value, and depending on that, the thing will come up. Okay.
Yeah, Priyanka, here we have removed state on hold for every user, Priyanka.
What?
In the code we have written right, G underscore user has role, demo role.
Yeah.
for the demo role only, we need to remove the state on hold, right?
Actually, this is the logged in user which we are using it actually. And one more thing, see here, you can check it out. It will apply for like an admin role as well. See, return true if the current user has a selected role or admin role. So the system administrator is a admin role only, right?
Yeah.
That's why even it is applying for our profile as well.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yes, Priyanka.
Yeah. So even it is has role will apply for like an even that too. Okay, so if that should be like an override, it should be like an only for specific role. Okay, we do have like an has only role one more method we have, so that we can use it. If you want to override for like an admin, then that will work there too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, good question. Okay, so that's how which we are going to, whenever I change the field value on the form, then my script will get executed. On change, time script will get executed actually. Okay, so now let us get into like, the next one on submit. So I'll write a new script for that. Let me go to the new form, -1. Okay, so let's have a look on this. It's taking time. Okay, so this is for something the use case. Let me explain the use case actually. So on submit. So on submit is something whenever user submits the form. So whenever I click on save button or update button or submit button, okay, the script will get executed. Whatever the script which I have written in on submit client script, that will get executed. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll take any of a field. Let me take like an, phone number, a mobile number. So if the mobile number length is more than 10 digits, so usually it's like in 10 digits for like an as an Indian standard, right? If it is like in more than 10 digits, if I submit with more than 10 digits, I just need to get a alert message stating that the mobile number whatever which you have given is like and is more than 10 digits. It's like a maximum limit is like an only 10 digit. So please check it out and let verify it. So these kind of text message which we will add it at top whenever we click on submit button. Okay, so I guess there is no mobile number or anything over here. Let me add one field, contact number, let's say. And I'm giving like a string only, that's fine. You can go with an integer as well. Let me keep it under assigned to. Anywhere you can go ahead, actually, no problem. Okay, so now the use case is whenever I provide the value of like a contact number more than 10 digits. Okay, whenever I submit the form, whenever I click on update or save button, if it is more than 10, it should not save into the database first thing. The second thing, we just need to display a pop-up message as well. Okay, the data, whatever which you entered is incorrect. So please verify and retry again. So this kind of message which we will give by adding a alert message. Okay, so let me go here, let that load. Okay, so demo on submit. The table as usual incident. Even though I type here, it is not taking. Yeah, select the incident and the type on submit. Okay, so now here we are going to write a script actually. So let me create one variable here. We just have to store the value, right? Var. Let's take it as like in phone number. PHO is a variable which I have taken. And G underscore form dot. We will get the value. Get value of a field. Which field it is?
Contact number.
Exactly. Contact number. So have you observed the custom field has like a new underscore? If it is like an out of the box field, there will not be like any prefix as a u underscore. As we have created this one, so that's how it will be actually. Okay, so now we will go with the if condition. If phone number length, our variable pho length dot length. So what's the condition here? If it is greater than 10. So we are going to add a alert message. Service now scripting is something easy as well. If it is like an, they will be depending on like an requirement. Sometimes we use script includes and all this. If it is requirement is more and more, then only we are going to write a more script and all. If not, we won't go. Even though if it is like a new requirement which you faced it, so there is a lot of resources to get a sample scripts too. Okay, so no need to worry about that as well. So now let's give like an alert message over here. Alert, so the contact number is incorrect. It should be, we'll give it only 10 digits. Okay, let's just close it with the semicolon. So now what we are doing, we are getting the value, whatever which we entered in a contact number field, we'll get the value and we'll store in a PHO variable. And we are comparing whether the length is greater than 10 or not. If it is 10, we are going to take it. If it is more than 10, we are going to set up alert message this one and we will return false. Return false is something we are not going to save it. If it is true, whatever the value might be which we have given, okay, that will take it. Okay, so return false. Now let's save the form. Okay, so if you feel like and this is not in alignment, proper alignment, you can click on format. So now as soon as if I give the value over here, okay, any of the value over here, then if I click on like and save or submit, then it should get executed. So let that save. So function and then all done. So let me make it is a format. Yeah. So now it looks good. Now let's get into like and giving the value over here. So I'm giving more than 10 digits. Okay. If I click on save, I'll get that alert message, whatever which we have given. This having saved, I guess. Let that load. Okay, after whenever this is load, then it will come.
Yeah, Priyanka, if the phone number is less than 10 digits, then again we need to write another if loop, Priyanka.
If it is, yeah, if it is like a requirement is in that way, you can go ahead. Just a sample script which I have given. You can go with like an else condition and you can write it with the less than 10.
Okay.
Okay, the same thing which you can do, but instead of like in using greater than, just use like an less than in else condition. Just add like an else and use the same thing over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you just need to add a written true instead of false.
Okay.
Okay, it will be easy only. If you want, you can try it. See here, whenever I'm clicking on like a save button by giving more than 10 layers, the contact number is incorrect. It should be only 10 layers. If I click on OK, okay, so the value will be not taken into the database. Okay, so if I give less than 10, it will get saved into the database. No message at all. Now it is saved. Okay, if I want to clear the message as well, if it is like, whenever this is greater than 10, whatever the value which I have given over here, and that should be clear. There is a clear message method as well, g_form.clear with the field name, and that will work out. So as much as you are good with like all the concepts or with like the methods which is available. So just go with this one. So here everything which is available, right? Okay, so let me share you these links to you people. So here see clear message we have. This is what I'm discussing before. See, here is called format clear message. Just mention the field value, backend value in these places, and that will work. Okay, so in this way we do have like in many methods. Just try with this whenever you get free time. As many methods so you will be like more confident. Just keep these links with you whenever you have time, you can check it out. So this from like a direct service now document. Okay, so from these documents only which I have prepared the documents which I shared you earlier, glide record, glide from and all this. Okay, so just check it out those stuff. So this is what something will work with the on submit. As soon as I click on like in submit button, update or else save or submit button, so my script will get executed on change on submit client script will get executed. Okay, so it depends on like in the requirement which we will elaborate it and we will work on. If you are not good with, let's say example, let me go with the on-cell edit and I will go with the that community help. So the next one which I'll go with like in on-cell edit. Let me make it as like an inactive. On-cell edit is something is just like a on submit on change only. So whatever which we change the value inform you in on change, right? Whereas in on cell edit, we will change in a list view. That's it. Okay, so let's have a look on this. Duplicate it and open a new form. And let it come up, demo on cell edit. Okay, so just select the table, incident, still it's loading. Yeah, so let that load. Let me give like the data regarding the community. So let's say there is a requirement which I am not aware of, and it is which is very new to me. Okay, so what I can do, I can check in a community with a sample script, and exactly the same script also will be available. Okay, so let me go ahead with like what was the let's say example auto populate. Let's say this is a requirement. Say auto-populate a field in a form from another table service. Now I just need to auto-populate a field. Okay, so let me what happened. Okay, so these are the things. This is from a service now actually. So we do get like in different links as well from a community too. Let's say if I click on this auto-populate a field. So these kind of things will come up. So just check it out like an each and every one. You are going to understand how that looks. So see, this is a community stuff. So this is the subject for that. And this is a question which he is asking. Okay. And we will get a solutions as well. So he is the person, ServiceNow expert. So he replied for the question. Okay. So you just check it out like in the details regarding the question. and see the sample script also available. Okay, so not only this one, so whatever the question might be, whatever your requirement might be. See here how to auto-populate the field from table based on particular field. So on a particular field, I just need to auto-populate a field. So this is my requirement, let's say one story or one task which I got in my project. So I'm not aware of it. So what I can do, I can just simply give my question, just give the question and in service now, just add in service now, you will get a lot of search results. And here you will get the ServiceNow community links, okay, servicenow.com and community links. And here you will get with all the details regarding that. See here, everything, the script, if there is script is something is there, then you can go with the script as well, sample script also, which they will add it. Okay, so see, you can copy paste it and you can change the backend value of a fields and you can try it out. So that's what I'll tell you. ServiceNow is something easy. And if it is even for scripting also, which we can manage if you're not good with scripting knowledge. Okay, so we do have like a lot of resources, community we have, and then we have a documents.servicenow.com. So these two, which I like a lot. So for learning purpose, I go with the document.servicenow.com, and for like an any clarity which I just need to know, not only for like an ideas a module, it's work for like an each and every module with whole service now. So just check it out with like in those stuff whenever you're stuck and whenever you're not aware of with any of a concept or any of a requirement which you have got it. Okay, if it is concept related, go with the docs.servicenow.com. If it is like a requirement related or else if something, you need to know more about it. Okay, task related thing, then go with the community. Okay, so now I hope this came up. Yeah. So I hope this community will help a lot. All the ServiceNow developers will use these two, docs.servicenow.com and community a lot while working. Because as a developers, we will get like a new requirements, for each and every project. So we just need to upgrade ourselves by checking on like and all the documents, all these things. That's how which we'll get it. Let's say your requirement is something which is not, clear from your end, and but even the community also not helping you. Okay, so you can ask your leads or someone else, is there any kind of requirement happened before? So they will help you out. If still you are not getting an answer, then you can raise a community request. So whenever I opened it, there is a question with respective person, right? In the same way, you can ask your question, briefly describe your concern over there, and the technical person who is like and sound with the technical knowledge in service now, technical experts will answer for your questions. Okay, so that's how you will clear all your questions anyhow. Okay, so let's get into like an on cell edit. Okay, so let's go with like an type as on cell edit. Okay, so as we are running out of the time, let's have a small script over here for like an on cell edit. So what I'll do, I will take the parameters which is available in a function, society table, old value, new value, and all this. Okay, so let's take it as like an alert. And I'm going to print all these 4 parameters which is available over there. Even the callback function also let us use. So what I'm going to do, just use this. As these are like in the parameters, no need to use ports. See, old value is declared, but its value is never read. So parameter, this is a old value parameter. So what I'll do whenever I change the value in a list view, okay, so I'm going to print what's the new value for that, what's the old value for that, what's the table for that, what's the society of that, what's the callback functions, everything which I will print it. Okay, so one cell edit is also just like a field which is there. Let's say any description. So if I change the description field, so these things should come up in a alert. Save it. So whenever I save the form, this one. I saved it. Let me go to the list view of an incident because we wrote on cell edit in list view only, right? So if I change the description value over here, I just need to get this incident number society and which table I am and what's the previous value, what's the existing value and all this. As of now, let me go with this one, testing record producer in description. So let's say, let us change this one. So double tap on that, we can change the value. So it's loading, let that come. So now we are testing on cell edit client script. So just click on this to save it. Now what I'll get the society of this record, in which table it is, and what's the previous value, what's the new value, and callback function. See, society I got it. I can verify this as well. And which table I am in instant table. And what's the previous value? Testing record producer and description. And now testing on cell edit client script. This is a new value and we'll get a callback function as well. So this we can ignore for now. So that's how which we are going to work with like an on cell edit. Okay, so let me recall it like in all the four types and what is client script, and I'll go with your questions and uh, time also 9:45. Okay, fine. So let's get into like at what is client script. So client script is something, so the Java script or the piece of script which we are going to run in a client side. And that's going to configure like in form fields, form values. We can auto-populate the things. We can, validate the data which we have given. We can display the information message. Okay, we can load the form. We can remove the options. We do have a lot of, things as well to perform or to configure or customize the form. We have a four types of client scripts. One is onload. Whenever user loads the form, whenever I load the form, then my onload client script will get executed. So what use case which I have used over there, I'm making a field as read only and another field as mandatory. And if I have the demo role, so this will go ahead with like in the role has selected role and the admin role, both will come up. As of now, I have like an admin role as well as a system administrator, so it applies for me too. Okay, and then I'm setting a value as well. Whenever I load the incident form, then this will get executed on change. On change also the same thing which I have added over here the use case, but here whenever the caller name is changed. So here you can check it out like in any field, not only one specific field. You can try with like in any field over here other than caller as well, even that will work. Okay, and then this is about like an on change. Whenever I change the caller field, okay, then this will get executed. And then on submit. So on submit is something. So as an example, I have taken it as like a validation purpose. Whenever users submits the form, it will check the contact number field and it whether the length is like in more than 10 or not. If it is more than 10, I'm not gonna save this. And furthermore, I'm going to add the alert message as well. Okay, and if it is like a less than 10, I can save the form. So if you have time and if you want to try with like in some other stuff, you can go with like an phone number length is equal to 10 also you can apply, or else less than 10 also you can apply. So depending on like in your requirement, you can add else and else if conditions and you can try it up. Okay, and then on cell edit. So on cell edit is something, it will work just like an on change only, but only the thing is like an it will work in a list view. Okay, whenever the description is changed, the script will get executed. So as soon as I change the description over here, okay, so it will get executed. Let's say example 1, 2, 3. See, I got a society of the incident table, previous value, new value, 1, 2, 3 added, and then the callback function. So that's how on cell edit will work on. Okay, so it will be easy only. Okay, so even if it is like in something, if you feel difficult or if you are worried about like in scripting and all, no need to worry. We do have a docs and the community as well. And if you still feel like and you are not comfortable, so I have shared you like in a lot of scripting related documents as well. Let me show you. There you can find a lot of, use cases regarding all the concepts. Let me give you like a name of a scripting file name also. Let me give it. That is like in fundamentals scripting. Yeah, learning service now. You can go with this. Yeah, this one. Mastering service now. Okay, so just check it out. Like in this one, you will get a lot of information over there. Okay, and scripting doc, scripting guide also there, and scripting in ServiceNow fundamentals. Just go with this as well. And this is really important. ServiceNow scripting best practices. Okay, so the name is something not correct. Okay, so this also you can go. So I have added all the informations which is available, which should be there for you. Okay, I have added the interview questions, sample resumes and everything. So if you have time, just you can edit your resume as well as soon as possible and you can try it up. Okay, so that's all about like in today's concept. And let me know your questions now. All good?
Yes, Priyanka.
Yeah, all good, Priyanka.
Okay, fine then. So tomorrow we'll discuss another concept. So meanwhile, check it out the video and practice from your end too. Don't worry about like instructing is not just like an, a huge mountain. It will be like an day by day whenever you're getting used to it and whenever you're practicing it, it will become, a normal. Okay. So fine guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you for joining then. And sorry for the delay as well. It took some time today.
Yeah.
Fine guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, bye.